Greetings from Jobsite India. World top news, a new initiative from our end. Hope you all will enjoy. The people who are learning spoken English, they can take help of this for accent and sentence. So, without further delay, let's move to our first slide. Israel's Netanyahu paused to lose power to new government. Israel's parliament is expected to approve the formation of a new government later on Sunday, ending 12 years of rule by PM Benjamin Netanyahu. The prospective government, an unprecedented coalition of parties, has a razor thin majority of one seat. It would also end more than 2 years of political paralysis in which three elections resulted in stalemate. Right wing nationalist Naftali Bennett is poised to become PM in a power sharing deal with centrist leader. Under the coalition agreement, Mr. Bennett, who heads the Yamina party, will hold office until September 2023 when he will hand over to Yair Lapid, leader of Yes Atid, for a further 2 years. Let's move to our next important slide, please. Bidder pays $28 million for space trip with Amazon's Bezos. A mystery bidder has paid $28 million or 20 million pound for a seat on Amazon founder Jeff Bezos' first crewed space flight by the billionaire's Blue Origin company. This winning bid was made at Saturday's auction, with Blue Origin tweeting that the winner's identity would be revealed in the coming weeks. The bidding process attracted interest from more than 140 countries. The other two crew members of the 20 July flight are Mr. Bezos' brother Mark and an unnamed space tourist. Let's move to our next important information. Violent protests over police abuses continue in Tunisian capital. Violent protests erupted in the streets of Tunisia capital again on Saturday night, adding to the pressure on Prime Minister Hakim Mekiki's government to crack down on police abuses. The clashes occurred in the Sejoumi neighborhood of Tunis and followed protests earlier in the day in the center of the city, during which protesters threw chairs and stones at the police, who responded by kicking and hitting them with sticks. Let's move to our next important slide. G7 to agree tough measures on burning coal to tackle climate change. The G7 group will promise to move away from coal plants unless they have technology to capture carbon emission. It comes as Sir David Attenborough warned that humans could be on the verge of de-establishing the entire planet. He said G7 leaders face the most important decisions in human history. The cool announcement came from the White House, which says it is the first time the leaders of wealthy nations have committed to keeping the projected global temperature rise of 1.5 degrees centigrade. Let's move to our next important slide. US to donate 500 million Pfizer doses by end 2022. The Biden administration has announced it will donate 500 million Pfizer COVID vaccine doses to nearly 100 countries over the next 2 years. The donations will be handled by the COVAX vaccine program, which distribute COVID 19 shots to low and middle income countries and is backed by the World Health Organization. The White House has been under pressure to increase donations of COVID 19 vaccination to other countries. Let's move to our next important slide. Chamoli disaster. It hit the valley floor like 15 atomic bombs. Nature often takes us by surprise. Its power is all too frequently underestimated with catastrophic consequences. So, it was with the Chamoli disaster back in February when the flank of a Himalayan mountain failed and fell into the valley below. It set in train a cascade of debris that claimed over 200 lives and destroyed hydroelectric infrastructure worth hundreds of millions of dollars. You may have caught some of the mobile phone footage that was shared at the time. A horrifying wall of slurry racing downslope, sweeping away everything in its path. Let's move to our next important slide, please. US pharmacist pleads guilty to destroying COVID vaccines. A Wisconsin pharmacist is to be jailed for 3 years for destroying hundreds of doses of Moderna's COVID 19 vaccine. He said he destroyed the vaccines because he didn't believe they would provide the protection they claimed. Stephen R. Vandenberg, 46, who also fined some $83,800 in compensation to the hospital whose vaccines he destroyed. Let's move to our next important slide, please. Gas pipe explosion kills 12 NGOs 138 in Chinese city, Hong Kong. A gas pipe explosion in a residential community in a central Chinese city killed 12 people and injured 138, state media CCTV reported Sunday. 150 people were evacuated following the deadly accident in the city of Xia in Hubei province. It said, of which 37 are critically injured. The explosion caused a food market building to collapse at 6:30 a.m. Local media reported. Footage from CCTV shows wreckage and shattered glass covering the first floor of the collapsed building, where people were having breakfast and buying groceries when explosion happened. Let's move to our next important slide, please. Hong Kong to censor films, claiming national security concerns. The Hong Kong government on Friday put in place new regulations to allow films shown on the island to be censored. The censorship would be conducted to uphold national security concerns, allowing officials to ban films promoting or glorifying acts or activities that they claim could endanger national security. Beijing's new national security law in Hong Kong passes in June punishes a host of supposed offenses such as sedition and collusion with foreign forces, with sentences of up to life in jail. Let's move to our next important slide, please. French Open. Barbora Rezikova wins first Grand Slam singles title in Paris. Unseeded Czech Barbora Rezikova sailed her rapid rise in the singles game by claiming a first Grand Slam title in an emotional French Open win. Rezikova beat Russia's Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova 6-1, 2-6, 6-4 in only her fifth major singles draw appearance. The former doubles world number one paid tribute to mentor Jana Novotna, who died in 2017 at the age of 49, saying she owed her success to her. She is looking after me from up there, said 25-year-old Josikova. Let's move to our next important slide. Euro 2020. Portugal's Joao Cancello tests positive for COVID 19 out of tournament. Portugal's Joao Cancello has tested positive for COVID 19 and is out of Euro 2020. The defending champions Federation announced on Sunday. Diogo Dalot has replaced the Manchester City right back in the Portuguese squad with the title holders opening their Group F campaign against Hungary in Budapest on Tuesday. Let's move to our next important slide, please. Thanks a lot for watching till end. You are kindly requested to subscribe, like, and share with your friends. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for latest updates from our end. Till our next video, to take care of yourself and have a great moment ahead. Thank you once again.